So, for our first inductee, since Bob couldn't be here, Bob Porter, we asked Bob to write the induction speech. So if you turn your attention to the screen, and as we induct Count Basie.
William James Count Basie, who was born in Red Bank, New Jersey, began his career on the East Coast, but his sound was forever linked to Kansas City, a freewheeling crossroads that was a hotbed for both jazz and blues.
It's a real down city full of good folks who come from home.
Dubbed the King of Swing, Basie created music rooted in the blues. He played blues piano with an easy, economical touch, wrote or revamped an impressive collection of blues and jump tunes, and employed acclaimed vocalists such as Jimmy Rushing, Billie Holiday, and Joe Williams, who could sing the blues with a mastery that matched his band's musicianship.
I come from Chi-Town, and that is my town.
While he has been honored with too many awards to mention, it is only appropriate that the Blues Hall of Fame recognize Count Basie, both for the debt he owed to the blues and for what he gave back in return.
When you see me coming, baby, raise your window high.
So if I may, these are Bob's words about Count Basie. When Count Basie was asked to describe his music, he would usually say, "Pat your foot." The reference was to the danceable swing that was the key component of the Count Basie Orchestra for all 48 years of its existence. To white America and the news media, King of Swing was Benny Goodman. The black community thought differently. Their king was named Basie. William Basie was born in Red Bank, New Jersey in 1904. He studied piano from an early age, and by his late teens, he was living in Harlem, learning from masters such as James P. Johnson and Fats Waller. His first professional work was in vaudeville, providing accompaniment for singers, dancers, and comedians. In 1928, while on the road, he met Walter Page of the Oklahoma Blue Devils. Page invited Basie to join the group, where he remained until late 1929, when he joined the Benny Moten Band, the #1 band in Kansas City. Upon Moten's death in 1935, Basie picked up the pieces and formed Count Basie and his Barons of Rhythm, a 9-piece group that worked the Reno Club in Kansas City. The Reno had a radio wire where John Hammond heard the group and soon became the principal cheerleader for the band. The band expanded to 13 pieces, plus vocalist Jimmy Rushing. They left Kansas City on Halloween night, 1936, with stops in Chicago and Pittsburgh before coming to New York. From that point forward, Count Basie and his orchestras were in the forefront of American black entertainers. The early Basie band was noted for its loose, relaxed rhythm and impressive list of soloists, including Lester Young, Herschel Evans, Buck Clayton, and Harry Sweets Edison. The band broke up in 1950. Basie continued with an 8-piece group until he signed with the Clef label of Norman Granz in 1952. The big band reformed and was described by Basie biographer Albert Murray as the New Testament band. The new band relied on arrangers from within the band as well as freelancers such as Neil Hefti, and it was Ernie Wilkins who arranged Every Day I Have the Blues with a vocal by Joe Williams. It's a song that we're going to induct into the Hall of Fame this year, but not by Basie, but by B.B. King, and we'll get to that in a little bit. It was the #2 single in the country in 1955, the biggest record in Basie's career. Throughout the remainder of his career, the Basie Band was a favored unit to accompany singers. The band recorded multiple albums with Tony Bennett, Ella Fitzgerald, Frank Sinatra, and Sarah Vaughan. The band never lost its love of the blues. Roughly half the original tunes the Basie Band book were blues. Since his death in 1984, Basie was honored by the Kennedy Center and given the Presidential Medal of Freedom by President Ronald Reagan. So it is most appropriate that Count Basie be inducted in the 2019 class of the Blues Hall of Fame. Please welcome Count Basie. Accepting for Count Basie is Scotty Bernhardt, musical director of the Count Basie Orchestra and trumpet player.
I just have to say that, the Count Basie Orchestra, we are in our 84th year now. And still traveling the world. And we also just were nominated for another Grammy. The orchestra has won 19 of them, more than any other orchestra. And we also just won the 2018 Downbeat Readers Poll as the #1 jazz orchestra in the world, and that's a big deal. That's a big deal. And lastly, I'd like to say that we really think, when we're on the road and when we play all over the world, we understand that Mr. Basie easily is the greatest band leader to ever live. Because think about this. 35 years ago, he passed away, but today his orchestra is still on the road, and we still have musicians in it that he hired. No other orchestra in history can say that. So